Hello friends, I'm Dr. Vivek and today I'm going to discuss about the novel Portrait of a Lady by Henry James. Very important novel, very important this very important novel by Henry James that I'm going to discuss with you and this is the novel. First of all, I'm going to start with the writer, the biography of the writer, Henry James. Very important writer, very important novelist, English writer he is. He was born in 1843 and died in 1916. Is an American author who becomes British citizen in the last years of his life. Uh, Basically, he's an American writer, and then he shifted to Britain and became the British citizen. He is regarded as an important transitional figure between literary realism and literary modernism. These are the two genres. Literary realism means based on the reality of life, and literary modernism means against the traditional values, against the traditional writings. So he is a transitional, you can say. His writings are transitional in the sense that he's between literary realism and literary modernism, and he is regarded as one of the greatest novelists of English language. He is son of Henry James Sr. and the brother of renowned philosopher and psychologist William James. So this is the short biography of Henry James. Now we come to the novel, very important novel. It was published in 1881. It was started in he started writing in 1879 and finally got published in 1881. So this is a series of writings in periodicals, or you can say in journals. It's published in the serials. So now the important character of this novel, Portrait of a Lady, that is Isabel Archer. Very important, you can say protagonist, or you can say central character of this novel is Isabel, and whose story, whose around this, the whole story revolves around the this character called Isabel Archer. She loves freedom, independence, liberty. This character is a very though he's living in traditional life, this way, this novel will make you understand the society of 18th century. What was society of 18th century in England. So that was very difficult for a female to this. That she loves freedom, independence, liberty. She want to live her own life. She want to live according to her wishes. She want to live her life. So what obstacles she finds, what this how she manages, or she against the traditional, she goes against the traditional values. That is a symbol of this is the symbol of this 18th century, or this is the symbol of liberty, you can say. Sabil Archer, uh, her uncle and Mr. Tushett and Mrs. Tushett, and she, after Isabel's father's death, mother was died. Isabel's mother was died at a very early age, and after that, her father was also died, and she shifted to her uncle and aunt, that is Mr. Tushett and Mrs. Tushett, and Mr. Tushett and Mrs. Tushett has a son called Ralph Tushett, and means Isabel has a cousin called Ralph Tushett. Mr. Tushett is suffering from disease, and he's not well, and this now the main story now comes to on the scene, that she gets three proposals. Isabel is quite fit to get married, and she is means she's 19 years of old age, and Mr. Tashit and Mrs. Tashit want that she should get married, and the whole family wants that she should get married with a suitable match. And now the first proposal of marriage or suitable match she finds in the form of Lord Warburton. He's a neighbor. Lord Warburton is a neighbor of Mr. and Mrs. Tushet. He lives in near their house, and when they meet, and the whole family thinks that he's a suitable match, and this lady should marry with this guy. But but uh, now uh, but now the Isabel doesn't want to marry this Lord Warburton. uh, it's not a certain reason, but yes, she thinks that she should not marry, and very, very cordially, very gently, very ethically, she refuses. Isabel refuses to Lord Boudberton, and he also not concerned so much, not concerned with this refusal. Refusal of his proposal, and they often meet uh, uh, as they were used to meet. Now, the second proposal came from Caspar Goodwood, and Caspar Goodwood is a businessman, is a reputed businessman, and is a good guy. Uh, but Isabel doesn't think that she should marry with this guy, because she has in her mind that this will restrict. Basically, Isabel want to roam around the world. She want to go places. She want to visit places, and she want to be free in her life. And she thinks that this will restrict her freedom to go around the world, to visit new places. So she also rejects the proposal of Casper Goodwood. Now, the third suitable match in the form of Gilbert Osmond. Now, Gilbert Osmond, she spent Isabel spent good time with Gilbert Osmond, and finally, when Gilbert proposes Isabel, she accepted the proposal of Gilbert Osmond. Uh, it means Gilbert was the whole family was against this match and this marriage. Means Mr. Tushett and Mrs. Tushett, Ralph Tushett, especially Ralph Tushett, doesn't not want that Isabel should marry with this guy Gilbert Osmond, because they think that he is a greedy person. He's not a he basically Gilbert is already married, and he has a daughter called Pansy. She has a daughter. He has a daughter called Pansy. So I don't know why. Because she thinks it's her liberty. Isabel's liberty was that though that was not a good decision, but Isabel still, she has in mind that she should marry this guy, and despite of all this odds, when the family is against this match and this marriage, but she got married on her liberty. She got married with this Gilbert Osmond. Now, this was basically was proposal given by Madame Marley. Madame Marley is she becomes friend. She's a old lady, and she becomes a friend of Isabel, and she gave the proposal. This was a proposal came from Madame Marley. This Gilbert's proposal was came from Madame Marley, and finally Isabel accepted the proposal. Now, now uh, in between, a character called Henrietta Stackpole comes on the scene. She is an American journalist, and she come she came for to report for his journal, to make a report. So now Ralph Tushit and this Isabel helps him to visit the places, to roam around the places. So they Henrietta was helped by by this by this lady. Henrietta was helped by the Ralph and uh, mm, uh, Henrietta was helped by Ralph and this lady Isabel. So now what happens is, now Henrietta becomes friend with Isabel, and basically Henrietta suggested or advised him about, cautioned about this Gilbert Osmond not to get married. She also has the opinion that Isabel should not get married with Gilbert Osmond, but as I said, despite of all this odds, she got married with Isabel, with this Gilbert Osmond. Now, Countess Gemini is a sister of Gilbert Osmond, and she is a lady which uh, which tells uh, about the reality of Gilbert Osmond. Basically, this Pansy was not the daughter of first wife of Gilbert Osmond. It was from Madame Merle. Now it was from Madame Merle, and Madame Merle has a relation with Osmond, Gilbert Osmond, and Madame Merle and the Osmond, they planned. Basically, they planned about all this, that they planned to get married with the Isabel Archer. Basically, what happens is, Isabel became very rich because Mr. Tashit, before dying, she wrote a will, and the part of property was given to Isabel Archer, and that was done on behalf of Ralph. Ralph suggested his father, advised his father to give certain amount of his property to Isabel Archer, and Isabel became very rich, and she also decided Isabel decided that she should invest this money to help others, to put it in a good work, so that this can be fruitful. So this was revealed. All these things are revealed. These intricacies are revealed by Countess Gemini, the sister of Gilbert Osmond. And now, when they got married, and through 2 or 3 years, their relationship was not good. Basically, Gilbert Osmond has become very dominating kind of person. He is very strict, and their relation was not so smooth. She was not finding comfort in their relationship, and he treats Gilbert Osmond treats him uh, as a subordinate, means it's just not a companion. He's not finding a companion, but he's finding Sabel as a subordinate. So basically, Sabel is using Gilbert Osmond is using Sabel. Now, now in the end, what happens is Ralph Tashit is also is very ill, and he's dying. Now he want to this Isabel want to go to visit to see Ralph because he's dying. He got information. She got information. Isabel got informed that Mr. Ralph Touchett is dying and he is very ill. So she want to visit is England to see Ralph, but Osmond refused or restricted her not to go, not to visit England because she he is means he is becoming very dominant. Osmond become has become very dominant, and she ordered Isabel not to go, not to visit Ralph, but against Osmond's wish or Osmond's uh, wish, she goes, and Pansy also. Now the Pansy, when he at last, before going to England, visit Ralph, she Isabel goes to visit Pansy, and Pansy said, Pansy, they had a good relationship. Isabel and Pansy, the daughter of Osmond, they had a good relation. They very emotionally, they have created a bond between them, Pansy and Isabel. So Pansy said, "Don't leave his father. Please come to visit me again. Don't leave my father and me, basically." But she left. Isabel left them and reached England to visit Ralph. Now, in the climax, what happens? Ralph died, and before dying, she told Ralph, Isabel told Ralph that Ralph was right, and they had he is not a good person. She's not enjoying her life, and after that, Ralph died. Now, in the climax, what happens after the wrath of the Ralph touched Caspar Goodwood and Lord Warburton, they got to know that she's not satisfied, especially Caspar. And Warburton, when basically uh, uh, come to Isabel to in the form of loving Pansy, and Osman wants to get married. His daughter should get married with Warburton because he is very rich, and Warburton also come close to Pansy in the thinking in mind that that way Warbert he would had a he would be close to Isabel Archer, but when she got to know this about this, uh, she was not she did not accepted the proposal of Warburton even. Now in the climax, what happens? Uh, mm, Now there is Pansy basically loves Edward Rosier. Edward Rosier, she loves and uh, she want to get married with Edward Rosier, but uh, Osmond does not want to that she should get married. So because of his dominance nature, his dominating nature, she is not able to get married with this the guy she loves. Now, what happens in the climax? Caspar Goodwood offered to elope with him. Now, the when Caspar get to know that Isabel is not satisfied in her life, and uh, and he offers Caspar Goodwood offers to elope with him, but next day uh, she leaves her home, but not with Caspar Goodwood, but to the Pansy and her husband. So it was, uh, and now on that stage, on this part, this novel ends. So this is the story of Isabel Archer, very independent lady, very, I mean, traditionally it was very difficult in that society. It was very traditional society in England where whole family wants to get married, that she should get married. But initially she rejected many proposals because she wants to roam over the world. It was her liberty, and it was her wish to get married or not, but family, because of family pressures, she she was pressurized to get married. but uh, she was very independent lady, and she did not accepted the proposals by the family, like Lord Warburton's proposal and Caspar Woodward proposal. And finally, when she thinks that it's a suitable match and she should get married with uh, uh, Gilbert Osmond, so finally she decided on and what she wanted to do, and whom she wanted to get married. So it was very interesting and very it reflects the society of England, what kind of society it was in 18th century. And it is a good example of, as I said, is a masterpiece of between the modern realism and the modernism. Means the traditional transitional phase is a, means there is a reality of society, and there is between the modernism against the society, against the traditional values and realism. So this is all about this novel. I hope you enjoyed this my video, and please do read this novel. As I said, it's a very interesting novel. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.